The goings-on in Eastern Europe are piquing my interest. We have this disputed presidential election in Belarus. What there is no question of is that Alexander Lukashenko is the dictator of this country. Almost as soon as he got into power, more than a quarter of a century ago, he implemented authoritarian rule over his people, strongly allied himself with the Kremlin, and built up this familiar cult of personality, fairly common to tyrannical regimes. They have the KGB in Belarus as a state security committee of the republic, secret police basically. No fucks given about human rights, much like the regular police in this country. So, this most recent election is widely regarded as being fixed, rigged, and the result has prompted quite the backlash, bringing protesters out into the streets. Belarusians talking to Western media as well, where they are able to. Today, big demonstrations in the capital, Minsk. This, despite the intimidation and despite the ongoing police brutality and credible reports of people being tortured by agents of the state. The BBC are reporting tens of thousands of people out on the streets, letting it be known that they want their country to change in a very real, significant way. A march for freedom, if you will. A counter-protest by supporters of the president. Didn't attract quite so big of a crowd, a few thousand, where he labelled those moving against him as rats, which for me immediately brought to mind the kind of language used by Muammar Gaddafi not long before he was ousted from power. Didn't end well for that guy. But old Alexander has a friend in Vladimir Putin. Russia has Lukashenko's back. Yeah. In a speech, the Belarusian president talked about NATO exercises in Lithuania and Poland, rallying against external threats and posturing as the strong man and national saviour. Again, pretty common Despot playbook stuff. How worried is Lukashenko? How stable is his regime? He's clearly concerned, as is Russia, whose media are kind of pushing a comparison between this Belarus crisis and the Ukraine 2014 revolution. I have no idea how this will play out. It does show the world, though, that there is an appetite and desire for freedom and democracy in a land which has known little of either in its recent history.